Okay, Ben.
Okay, bro. We'll see each other soon or later, somewhere in the future. I thought while I'm waiting here in this lovely grass field at New Delhi airport, I would maybe spend my time constructively and do some recording, because like initial flight got postponed, messed up my connecting flights, so now I'm waiting here for the entire day from Delhi airport. But luckily there is some nice green grass that I have been missing a lot, and I thought it would be really nice to have a quick coverage or reflection of what I have been reading in this book so far, because it's really... Okay guys.
Bye bye.
Morning.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you. Take care.
Love you too, guys.
Ben, both are coming.
They're both coming?
Yes.
Okay.
You flight में
Drop like this. Go.
सुई सुई
Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
You flight में जाएगी.
This person is too nice, too good, and I'm telling in Hindi. Okay. अच्छे व्यक्ति है, बहुत अच्छे व्यक्ति है. बहुत अच्छा लगा इन लास्ट 7 days में, और बहुत enjoy किया, बहुत मजा किया, and super व्यक्ति, fantastic. मजा आया, खूब मजा आया.
Getting like the whole committee to bring me to the airport. Welcome, bye.
We arrived on the airport.
We arrived. Good. I have one small gift for your amazing help.
Thank you so much.
This is from my tour.
It's from Mysore. Okay.
It's red sandalwood.
Okay.
It's like a little bracelet. It's,
Red sandalwood.
yes.
लाल चंदन का bracelet है. Okay, Ben.
Okay, bro. We'll see each other soon or later, somewhere in the future. Ram will know.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
So what to Ujjain? We'll going to Kathmandu, Nepal.
Next up, Kathmandu.
Jai Mahakal.
Jai Sri Mahakal.
Jai Sri Mahakal.
I thought while I'm waiting here in this lovely grass field at New Delhi airport, I would maybe spend my time constructively and do some recording, because there's like this narrative that's building inside my head that I really want to share, and I have loads of time to get into it right now. Like initial flight got postponed, messed up my connecting flights, so now I'm waiting here for the entire day from Delhi airport. But luckily there is some nice green grass that I have been missing a lot, and I thought it would be really nice to have a quick coverage or reflection of what I have been reading in this book so far, because it has been quite powerful, to say the least. Because sometimes this happens with certain books that I read, and it's not necessarily the text that I'm physically reading, but it's much more just keeping that book and tuning into a specific subconscious state, and also the energy frequency of that book, and the message that is trying to be conveyed, and the person that wrote it, and everything that is intended by it. All that energy that's put in, I kind of feel that I am able to connect with that. And it's not with all books and with all writers, but sometimes you have this amazing connection with a book. And was exactly Like there's a short about where I and how I found this book, and in that short I mentioned the words that this book spoke to me when I saw it. And it was funny because literally at the moment that I was kind of like skimming this book and I was saying these words, like just before those words I was about to say, I read those words in this book as well, like speak to me or something like that. There were like literally the words speak to me in the page that I was skimming through, that caught my eye when I was about to already intentionally utter these words myself. And the beauty is that it has exactly been doing that. It feels like this book has been speaking to me by reading it. The mind, the subconscious mind that starts to be active and starts to think while I'm reading the words, so basically reading in between the lines. It has helped me already 3 times with 3 specific individual moments that it helped me to understand which step to take and how to handle it around this entire situation in Ujjain. So it was on the flight there when I saw that hashtag of feminine is the future or something like that on the stairs from the plane. Right at that moment I had a very powerful meditation which was sparked by what is in here, and it got me to understand that I need to find a place in Ujjain, like sacred grounds, high energetic grounds where I can sit down and meditate, which happened at the ashram underneath the tree where I gained that insight that I shared with you. Then also later during the week I picked up that book again. I had some time to kill and it was telling me to, okay, I need to start taking action myself. I cannot longer wait for instructions from this priest, like that's not the way that is supposed or needs to happen. If this is to happen, then I can invoke it myself, I can manifest it myself. And it was like at that moment I started to think and I started to realize. I did a little bit of research and it was actually the day after that was the new moon, so that I feel that energy played into it, and with the new moon that stands for new beginnings, I had this incredible Friday which has become its own episode where all these things happened that really got me to find the place where I need to be. And then now in the plane when I was reading a specific part, it was connecting to exactly the lessons that my Guruji that I got to know from the ashram explained to me about the malas and the mantras and specific meditations that are being explained here that have like these very similar kind of mantras as my guru gave to me, and also this number of 108 times of repeating the mantra, which is like the amount of beads that is on the mala that you use for counting. It's reiterated here again, and she also mentions her guru, so she probably also has her own spiritual teacher within India that she is gaining this knowledge, this information from. So it kind of like synchronistically reiterated that, because I didn't read the number 108 before, and it really re-emphasized that yes, this is what I have been guided to. This guru that I'm gaining this opportunity to learn from this exceptionally special person in this kind of situation. That's just like completely confirmed. I need to full on use this and this situation and opportunity and just really dedicate myself to his teachings. So I'm definitely intending to do that. But that's just like the meta information that around this book that it has like imbued on me. The actual content, the literal words that are typed in here, is just as interesting and intriguing as what I have just been talking about, and it completely aligns with, like, it explains the whole Hindu system and the gods in very clear detail, and it completely aligns with how I wrote my book, and of course, because much of it is based on yogic scriptures and the Yoga Sutras and the stuff from Gregor Male that I have been reading, and these same layers of the onion that I am talking about, these different bodies, the physical body, the subtle emotional body, the causal mental body, and these different bodies that go deeper until the core, like the bliss body. She makes it very clear in this graph on this page on how the different levels of the Hindu gods correspond to each of these layers in that system, and it very clearly deconstructs and decomposes the whole Hindu god system, which I'm not gonna go into full detail right now. It's just something that, yeah, if you're interested in this stuff, read my book, and then also highly recommend you reading this book. But it's just what I want to convey here is how much insight and understanding this has given me into the whole Hindu pantheon of gods. And something that I also really like about what she's saying in this book is that working with these gods, working with these deities that represent specific energies, specific qualities, which are personified by this deity, it's like working and meditating with that deity helps you to tune in to those qualities, to that energy, to that specific frequency, that energetic signature that I have also been talking about. With mantras, she's also, like I said, working a lot with mantras for these gods in this book as well. Like, she's giving lots of meditations to work with these deities and with these energetic frequent signatures. And it's like, I think here, yes, I'll just quote this sentence because it really very clearly states the understanding of the Hindu traditions. Because the Hindu traditions are famously comfortable with the idea that the absolute reality, while formless and transcendent, is perfectly capable in manifesting in both divine and mundane bodies. So it's acknowledging that both, like, it's formless and transcendent, it's the source, it's the all-connecting energy, but it's also taking on form in these different layers of our bodies, and mostly these deities that we depict now as statues and that are being venerated by Hindus are living in different bodies, in different levels on the energetic, on a metaphysical energetic field, not necessarily, so they take on a form there in that mental plane or energetic plane, and they may have also actually taken on form in previous earlier times, like the vapor canopy times that I have been talking about, and earlier civilizations, iterations of civilizations that we have been exploring so far. But that's not the case now anymore, so the benefit, the actual use of working with these things right now is solely and only on that higher energetic level. And I have been also, this has been mentioning that in my earlier videos also from my time in Glastonbury, this understanding of that it's your brain just needs a story in order to make sense of things, to become clear of what kind of signals it needs to send to the rest of its body. And these stories, they can exist in any different way that you want to, and all these different systems have developed all these other kinds of pantheons and belief systems and stories about gods that that help connecting to certain beneficial aspects that can heal us, that can reharmonize our being, that can purify our soul. So it does not matter really which system. It's all like, just pick one that you feel connected to, maybe something that you grew up in or that you came to understand over time, and just stick to that and start working with it, and you will gain the benefits of it. And I think that's beautiful. That's the end of it, and what I wanted to share here. And yeah, I've just been working here, put some last details on my book that I'm writing, that I want to use as a short guide for modern seekers, where I'm explaining all these things that I have been just now talking about in a concise and structured way for you to read yourself. And yeah, I highly, if you like this kind of stuff, I highly suggest that you give it a try and support my work and what I'm trying to do through my platform by buying a copy of this book. And that's it for now. Also enough with the self-promoting. Okay, ciao.
Join the Yours to Source email course today, subscribe to my mailing list, and ensure you never miss a step on this journey of spiritual growth. Your path to aligning with Source and discovering how it wants to express itself through you begins here.